What's up, YouTube? This is Roy.
And this is Joey.
We're from Third Duelist, and today we're going to be discussing luck versus skill, and also the salt factor in Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright, so the salt factor, in case you don't know what that is when you have a very competitive deck, and you lose to a noob who has just a pile of cards.
Or you're playing, and you have like your setup, you got your thing set up, and then your opponent would be like, "Oh, I'm top decking. Oh, look, a BLS
Or Judgment Dragon, or yeah.
Just-
So it's the shit, I had everything and now I don't type of thing, and that kind of ties into luck versus skill. So that's where we're going to talk about this. All right, so I'm sure I'm not the only one who finds it very irritating when you start or you build a deck on DevPro or Dueling Network, and you test it out on there, and it's amazing. Like, sure, you have crappy games, but for the most part, it's pretty consistent, and so you decide to make it in real life. And then you test it out, and it's okay. And then you come across this one duelist who has a deck that's not supposed to work, but seems to always work. And then you constantly lose to it with a deck that's supposed to work. And it makes me question whether this game has more skill or luck in it, because I've seen people that have years of experience and a lot of skill in this game play against this deck. I'm not going to name any names, but and then they lose to it. They either brick hard, or this other said person just draws perfectly for their deck, and I'm kind of curious as to how much of skill and luck there actually is in the game. And I feel like there's more luck in it because it is all about drawing. I mean, Sylvans can stack their deck, certain cards can put cards back on the top of the deck. But to me, I feel like it's more luck than it really is skill. There's skill in it, and for me, skill is using what's on your field and in your hand efficiently and effectively. Then also being aware of what your opponent has and what they may or may not have in hand and what they may or may not draw. Also being aware of what's in the graveyard, what's banished. You got to pay attention to everything. And then luck is what you're drawing, and then what your opponent is going to play from hand. What are your opinions on luck versus skill?
Okay, in my opinion, there's more luck, and it's more dependent on luck in this game than skill. All right, so regardless of how skilled a player you are, if you open up shit, you open up shit, and that's the way it is, okay? You can't skill your way into drawing better cards. Just like, say, I'm playing Satellar Knights, and I open up a hand with a ton of monsters and no traps. I'm just like, well, I can't do anything with this. My stuff can't protect itself, and all my stuff's going to die. I mean, I can't skill my way into drawing more traps. There's just nothing I can do. Just like my opponent top decks BLS or Judgment Dragon. Like, well, congratulations, sir. You're luckier than I. And that's where the salt factor comes in, where it's just like, I should have won this game. I outplayed my opponent, and then they got lucky and they won. And that's what irritates me the most about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is when you play a better game and it's just not in the cards for you to win because they get lucky and top deck whatever they need. Just like when your opponent opens the nuts against you, it's like it doesn't matter what I draw because they open perfect and there's nothing I can do against it anyway. So there's just certain situations where skill doesn't mean anything and luck rules the game.
Also, onto that too, it's not news. I mean, some people probably aren't aware of it, but people have done mathematical equations and statistics on what you're going to draw and when. And to me, that goes back to luck. It's all chance. I mean, that's what it is. It's what you're going to open, what you're going to draw. It's all in the amount of luck you have, what chance you have.
When you're playing this game, you have to understand that it's not all under your control, and you just have to kind of play the cards as they come. And my general rule for how this works is when you don't know what you're doing and or you're an idiot and don't know how to play, you're extremely lucky and you pull way better than the people that actually know what they're doing. And I'll throw myself under the bus for this. Back when I first got back into this last year, I had no clue what I was doing. And I'm sure I pulled some fantastic cards that I traded away for nothing because I'm an idiot and didn't know the value of my cards. And that's just my general rule is if you don't know what you're doing, you're luckier. And I guess that just balances the scales because if you do know what you're doing, then I guess you shouldn't need the luck or whatever. I guess I don't know. But I guess it's supposed to balance it out that the stupid people are more lucky.
Kind of going off that, I've kind of noticed more that there's two, like, borders between being ignorant and lucky. Anyway, so starting off, when we were ignorant, didn't really know how to play this game, we pulled like the best cards ever, and we traded them away because we were idiots. And then once we knew what we were doing and realized the mistakes we were making and realized what we needed to pull, we just didn't pull it. And then as we got better, or at least in my opinion for me, I've noticed that I'm starting to pull better, but not what I need. And so I can trade that stuff away, which is still good if somebody wants it. So I think there's another border. Like, once you get to a point where you're used to just pulling shit out of packs and boxes and tins and whatnot, you just start pulling lucky again. And I'm curious as to whether there's a maximum amount of salt someone can take. Because I've taken a lot of salt, and I don't know where in the hell it's going. Mm-hmm. And I'm hoping there's a maximum, because it gets irritating. And I hope there's a way to get rid of some of the salt, too.
No. No one's opened all 5 pieces of Exodia against you. I feel like that's probably the maximum.
It's happened one on Dueling Network, but I feel like they cheated.
It's a distinct... No, because on Dueling Network, you can just add cards from deck to hand instead of drawing. And I don't play on Dueling Network because the community... That's the most toxic community in the Yu-Gi-Oh community.
Yeah, I prefer Dev Pro. It's all automatic, so cheating, really.
Well, and on Dueling Network, I don't play, so I'm going to have to play against morons until I get my rank up, and it's just not worth my time. I'll stick to Dev Pro. Thank you.
I can go on ranting and complaining some more, but I'm sure you guys have enough of your own salt that you don't need any of mine. But if you guys want to talk about a certain duel where you just had no luck, and they just had all of the luck, go and let us know. If you have any other complaints with luck versus skill or the salt factor, let us know in the comments. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe.